All right, it is November 19th, 2019, and it's time for the weekly update for week 26 of my journey to Wonderland via alternate day fasting and carnivore. Let's check it out here on Big Anklovich on health. Okay, so first of all, as always, we'll go on to the daily updates. Let's see how I did each day this week. Okay, it is Tuesday, and I don't know what to do to get an angle that doesn't have this blasting light in the background. Every way I turn, it's still getting me. This is the best that I can get, so this is what we're doing. So yeah, today is eating day, and I ate a little too much, I have to admit. I said in last week's video that today was going to be a cheese extravaganza before I go into the no cheese stuff allowed. And I don't know that I really went there. Before I even ate my breakfast, I made a couple little cheese roll-ups, melted some cheese, put them inside another slice of cheese with some ham, and I rolled them up and ate those. I had 2 of those, I think. I've done those a bunch of times. And then after that, I had bacon and eggs, those good eggs that I got from the guy last week, the pasture-raised eggs. Although I always buy the pasture-raised eggs anyways, but these ones, you can trust the guy that you actually got when you got the eggs from the hand of the farmer. So that was a good breakfast, and I was full for a while. But I had to go out and do some stuff. And while I was out, I thought, you know what? For my cheese extravaganza, maybe I should make cheesecake. Or cheesecake fluff, I think is what they tend to call it in keto. So I bought myself some cream cheese, some sour cream, and some heavy cream. And I put that all into the mixer and mixed it all up with like a 1/4 cup of erythritol. I totally cut down from the last time that I had this in the sugar, because the last time, I swear, one bite made me immediately sick to my stomach. It was so sweet. And this stuff was probably at a good sweet level, maybe too good of a sweet level, because I ate all of it. And that was probably too much to have eaten. I should have stopped, and I meant to stop, but I still had it there, and I kept taking, a little spoonful here, then a little spoonful there, and eventually it was gone. So I ate all of that, which is probably like half of a regular recipe. It was only 8 ounces of cream cheese, and they were calling for 16 ounces, so it was less than a usual one. It wasn't a ton, but I was kind of full, and when it came time to eat lunch, it was going to be leftover day. I took the last pork chop that I had made last week, and I warmed that up, and there was a hamburger that I'd made last week that was still sitting in a container in the fridge. I warmed that up, and then there was still some pulled pork that my wife had made last week, and I warmed that up all and put it on one plate, and then I had to run out the door to get to work, and so I ate that kind of on my way. And as I was going, I realized I am not going to finish this stuff. I am so full. And I was so bummed, because all of the pulled pork that you see in the picture, I had to just throw away because I didn't have any way to keep it. And I'm bummed about that, because that was at least a half a meal. That was a good lot of meat. But anyways, so I have totally overdone it for today, and I'm sure I weigh a ton more than I did. My stomach still kind of hurts. It's been hours since I finished, and it still is like, whoa, that was too much, man. So we'll see if the no cheese for the rest of the week can fix what I've done today. We'll find out. It is Wednesday, and so I'm fasting today. It's one of the coldest days of the year today, and oh my gosh, I am freezing. I kind of wish that I don't know, watched the weather report to decide what kind of fasting regimen I might do this week, because one meal a day probably would have been a better idea. It looks like next week it's going to be a little warmer, and I would be fine to do alternate day fasting, but this week was not the week for it. My hands have been so cold today that they hurt. I may have to just switch over. If it's like this all winter, I'm just gonna have to go to one meal a day, and just stay that way, and hopefully it works. I haven't really done it long enough to see, but I mean, I did well with it 1 week doing it. I lost 3.7 pounds, so maybe it's worth it. Or maybe a fat fast where I still eat fat on the days that I'm fasting, like one big spoonful of butter, or I don't know. I haven't looked just to see just how you're supposed to do a fat fast. Something's got to change because my hands are just too dang cold. Hey, it is Thursday, which means it's an eating day, and this morning I did an eating day with no cheese. Can you believe it? For breakfast, I had bacon and eggs, a pound of bacon. I think I had 6 eggs. These were smaller eggs. I usually eat 4, but the ones that I got from the farmer are a little smaller, so I just had 6. That was lovely. And then later on, before I left for work, I took a pound of ground beef, and I had a 2-pound package of sausage left over from Sunday. Not the whole 2 pounds, but I squeezed out some of it. It's one of those big tubes. So I squeezed out like half of this thing, and I fried those up together with some ghee. I ate as much of it as I could. I could not eat it all. I was pretty full, and I just listened to my body and quit. So that was right at 1 o'clock, and then I headed out to work, and now I'm fasting, and I will be until Saturday. Okay, it is Friday, and I think this is going to be my last day of alternate day fasting until the winter is over, because I can't take this crap anymore. My hands are so cold that they hurt, and I sit on my hands all day long at work as often as I possibly can, but I gotta do stuff with them, so I can't just sit on them forever. And they keep it so cold in there, and my hands are getting, are they getting no blood? I don't know what it is about fasting that removes the heat from your hands and feet, but it happens. Maybe just doing 1 meal a day will be better. I think this is going to be my last day of alternate day, though. I'm going to go for the 1 meal a day thing from here on out, because it sucks. It's cold now. There's nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. And yeah, it's just not cool. So I think starting tomorrow and just going from there, it's going to be 1 meal a day from here on out until I get to my goal. I wonder if maybe working out, doing more exercise would also help to warm me up. I was thinking of waiting until I make it to my goal before I start into any kind of workout routine. But I may change that up. I may start doing that. One thing that I know that I have been needing to do for a long time is yoga, because I am just the least flexible person in the world, and I think it causes me a lot of pain just in general. From being not flexible enough, I get a lot of problems from it, and I think it would really help me out to do it, and I think I need to just, buck up and do it. If I can do what I've been doing for the last 6 months, eating once every other freaking day, then I can definitely manage to do yoga at least every other day. I don't know. I think I gotta make a few changes to my routine to make this work for the winter. Yoga, maybe weightlifting, although weightlifting I have to do out in the garage, and it's cold out there, so I'll definitely have to eat. Some changes coming up, starting tomorrow. Okay, it is Saturday, and today was not a very good day, I have to admit. Today was like a day of emotional eating, as far as you can take that with Carnivore. Can't really take it very far, which is probably a good thing, because couldn't hurt myself too bad. But yesterday I was super grumpy, and I can't really say why. I think I just didn't sleep well the night before. I woke up and I felt irritated and grumpy, and I stayed that way the whole day through. And I wanted to emotional eat yesterday, But I was fasting yesterday instead, and so I poured it all into today. I wasn't even grumpy today, really, but I did it anyway. So I woke up this morning, I cooked up sausage, eggs, and bacon, and I had that for breakfast. I don't think I ate all that sausage. I think I had to quit before then because I was full. But that didn't stop me. A little while later, we were out grocery shopping at Costco, and I got myself a hot dog. And I had a hot dog while I was at Costco. Why? I didn't need a hot dog. I was basically full. It had only been like an hour or two since I'd had my breakfast, but I did it anyways. I guess it was one of those things where everybody else was going to eat, so I just had to socially eat. I don't know, like some people, alcoholics, have a hard time quitting because they go to social events where there's drinking involved, and so they wind up drinking because it was the social thing to do. Everybody else was eating, so I ate a hot dog. I didn't need to, but I did anyways. It was dumb. While we were grocery shopping, we went to Aldi, and I saw my wife getting chips, and I said, you know what, I want to have Carnivore chips. So I had my daughter grab me a bag of pork rinds, and I ate those on the way home, actually in the car. Everybody complained. They all hate the smell of pork rinds. They say they smell like farts or something. I don't know. It didn't bother me. I didn't smell it. So I ate that. What else did I eat? Oh, yes, while we were at the grocery stores, too, I decided I was going to make some more of that cheesecake stuff. So I grabbed a thing of cream cheese, and then when I got home, I mixed it with the cream and the sour cream, and then put a little bit of the, I think it's called, what is it? Swerve, I think is what the sugar substitute is called. It's like erythritol, I think. Yeah, I put some of that in there. And I ate that whole thing. I didn't put very much erythritol in it, so I was able to eat it all, which I wasn't able to do with the stuff that my wife made on my birthday. The recipe she used called for way too much erythritol, and it was sweeter. It was like a kick in the gut eating that stuff. This one wasn't so bad, so I was able to eat it all. But I was pretty full by the time I was done. But still, we had some people coming over, so I had to do more social eating, didn't I? Everybody else was having pizza. So what did I do? Well, I put some cheese and some pizza toppings, ham, pepperoni, and sausage into like a bowl and melted that up. And I ate that. A couple of times I had 2 bowls basically of pizza toppings. And that's when I finally called it a night. That's like freaking 8 meals? I don't know. Just ate way too many times. Should have stopped long before that, and I'm sure it killed any progress that I've made this whole week, so we'll see what happens. But that was Saturday. Okay, it is Sunday, and still not out of my funk. I'm not totally sure what the deal is, why exactly I'm doing this, but I'm still doing it, it looks like. So when I went to eat this morning, I went to go make something. I started some bacon in the oven, and then I looked in the fridge, and the pizza toppings were still there. And I said, you know what, screw that. I'm just going to eat more of this pizza topping stuff. So I put a bunch of cheese onto a plate with some ham, some pepperoni, and some sausage, and I microwaved it. And then I ate it. And then I did it again and finished off the pizza topping. So I guess they won't be a problem tomorrow. So there's that. But yeah, so I did that. But I wasn't done. Don't worry. I've still got more issues to come. The bacon, I got distracted when I was eating pizza toppings, I guess. And I totally just burned the living crap out of the bacon that I was cooking, and so I had to throw it all away. And then I went, well, you know what, I'm gonna eat some more anyways. And so I got out another package of bacon, put that into the oven, cooked that one, and this time I didn't burn it. Set a timer so that I couldn't forget it, and I managed to at least not ruin that. And I ate that bacon, and then I was thinking, okay, I think I'm done. I was going to be done for the day, but later in the day I was just like, you know what, I want some more of that cheesecake fluff stuff. and I still had all the stuff, cream cheese, heavy cream, and sour cream, and I mixed that all up with some erythritol, and I ate that, and then I decided that wasn't enough, so I mixed another thing of cream cheese. At this point I didn't have enough heavy cream anymore, so I just put milk into it, which I should not be having milk. Sometimes I do that just because I figure I can get away with it, but I shouldn't be. So I put some milk, and I put too much milk in too, because when I mixed it all up, it was really soupy. It was not like cheesecake anymore. It was soup. But by the time I'd finished eating that, my stomach hurt. I had eaten too much. That's at least the good thing about eating keto and carnivore, is that when you eat a lot, you know when to stop. Unlike with carbs, you can just keep going and going and going and going and going and going. Put a gajillion calories down in your gullet. But you can't do that when you're eating fat. So I guess that makes my choice of dessert not so bad. But yeah, my stomach hurt by the time I was done. But that was the last thing that I ate. I'm not sure what my deal is with this emotional eating. I have a second channel that I do toy collecting videos on. I'm sure you've seen in the background of some of my shots where I'm sitting in front of my toy collection. Sounds like the jig is up on that stuff. YouTube has changed their rules. It's not going to go anywhere. My toy collecting video days, I can still do them, but there's going to be no possibility of any future growth or value coming from doing them. So considering how much effort they cause, I'm probably just going to have to call it quits on that. And that has really depressed me over the last few days. And I don't know, maybe eating erythritol has only confounded that. I don't even know what erythritol is. I think it's some kind of sugar alcohol kind of a thing, which is no calorie sweetener. It's a fake sweetener. It's not sugar, but it's still sweet. And I don't know, sometimes when you eat stuff that you don't, it will affect your mental state. I know lots of people that do carnivore find that their mental state really improves, clears up. They're no longer depressed like they used to be, or anxious like they used to be, or whatever. And I was never particularly depressed or anxious, but sometimes I would get depressed. And I don't know if all of a sudden, putting something like that into the mix has made that come back to me. But for the last 3 days, I've just been unhappy. I've eaten like that. And the good thing is I've still eaten carnivore, so it hasn't been too bad. But it's likely that I'm not going to lose weight this week after what I've done. Anyways, we'll see if I can fix it tomorrow. I'm still going to eat one meal a day tomorrow, so I'll still be eating. And we'll see if I can get back on track. Stop this backsliding, this slide into the abyss. All right, it is Monday. Normally this would be a fasting day, but I decided to switch things up. I'm not sure if it was smart that I did that, but I did. I went for the 1 meal a day thing today, and so I got up this morning and I decided I was going to have a steak. It wasn't this morning, it was 11 o'clock when I finally did that, but decided I would have a steak as my meal. I cooked that up, but while I was cooking that up, my wife had some bacon in the fridge that she had cooked for my son for breakfast. I just took a little bite of that, which was really good, and so I ate a lot of it. I had about 7 pieces of bacon to go along with my steak, and that was good. I think I kind of burned my steak a little bit, as you can see in this picture. I had it on the pan a little bit longer searing than I should have. But anyways, it was still good. It was not too burned to eat or anything like that. And then once I was done, I thought, okay, I'm done and I should be done. But instead I ate some cheese. Oh, what my deal is. I'm going to have such a poor result tomorrow when I weigh in. Maybe that's going to teach me to stop eating cheese, especially cream cheese fluff like I did twice on Sunday and once on Saturday. plus all the other cheese. Man, I blew it. It's going to be a bad week, but the next week will be better, at least. Yeah, it was a bad week for me. I did not do well. I gave in to a lot of temptations. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to show. I think this may be my worst week ever. Let's go and take a look at my weigh-in. My goal was 224. Did I get that? Okay, that was not 224. 5 pounds heavier than what my goal was supposed to be, and almost 3 pounds heavier than what I was at the end of last week. Now, that shouldn't be a surprise. I ate cheese every single day this week. And on top of that, I had 4 times I had something, I can't remember even how many. That's too many to count. Times that I had that keto cheesecake fluff stuff where you put cream cheese, cream, sour cream, and then some sweetener into a bowl, mix it up, and eat it as though it was a crustless cheesecake. And twice in one day I even did that, and it's just bad. And I have to admit that usually I don't have much problems with my digestion, but I did have some because of all that cheese. I had a little trouble making the number 2. And that's just not good. That I'm sure has caused me to retain a lot of fluid, which, I don't think that I really gained 3 pounds this week. Although I probably gained some actual, fat, because when you do eat artificial sweetener, I'm pretty sure that still spikes your insulin, and your insulin will come up and be like, oh, we're supposed to be saving fat now. Okay. So it's possible that I've gained a little actual fat back, but I think mostly I probably am just retaining a bunch of water, and hopefully by the end of next week, if I can get my act together, then I will be back down to what I was before we went down this bad road. Yeah, I really need to work on that this week. I need to try to get off the cheese. Because, yeah, that's just upsetting. I'm just about to hit the 6-month mark. I was at 70 pounds, and now I'm not even up at that. My total weight loss now has dropped back down to 68 pounds, which, that's a bummer. I gained 2.9 pounds this week. Yeah, that's a super bummer. I have been doing 1 meal a day, which, it's possible that might be too much for me. I don't know. I was always cold, and so I thought I would give up on the 1 meal every other day, or 2 meals every other day, really is what I was doing. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how things go. We'll see if sticking with 1 meal a day is good enough to keep me losing, to get me back to where I was, or not, because, yeah, it's upsetting. Yeah, my percentage has gone back down to 22.895% of my body weight has been lost. It was higher than that before. Not a whole lot, but still, I don't want to go in that other direction. Coming up this week, I'm gonna try. I know I'm super tempted still to eat cheese, and I gotta put some actual willpower into it. I can get by pretty well. I mean, the good thing is, again, it's still carnivore. I'm not eating something that is strictly forbidden, although that erythritol may well be forbidden. I don't know. That's like a sugar alcohol or something like that. It's some weird artificial sweetener. I don't think it even comes from a plant. I think it's just synthetic. But I need to get myself under control because the holiday season is coming in, and the last thing I need to be is somebody who's really, really jonesing for something sweet. So I'm gonna do my best this week. Can't say that I will succeed immediately because I've got an issue, man. But I'm gonna work on it, and I'm gonna see if I can get rid of that cheese and just stop it altogether. Even cream cheese, especially cream cheese. And yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that stuff, and I'm gonna get back on track, and we're gonna get back down. My goal, I'm gonna keep at 224, and it's gonna stay there until I achieve it. Can I achieve it this week? Probably not. Probably too far to go. But you never know. Maybe I'll dump a bunch of water, and I wonder if I even still need to get back into ketosis after eating that stuff. It's supposed to be keto-friendly stuff, but is it? Is any artificial sweetener actually keto-friendly? Anyway, I'll be back again next week, and we'll see how it went. See if I was able to get myself back on track, ditch the cheese, and make it to 224. Or something close to it. At least back down to 226.1, which is what I was at the end of last week. So, we'll see. And we'll keep at it. Keep on treading that path to Wonderland. See you next time, folks. I'm Big Anklevich on health.